Did you hear anything in there that convinces you?
You asked, Dan, what I meant by woo-woo. That is the very embodiment of woo-woo.
So it's on, Cecil. It's fucking on, dude. This is from Science Blogs. Deepak Chopra issues a hilarious challenge to James Randi, but not just to James Randi. It's to anybody. It's a challenge to skeptics. It's the Deepak Chopra $1 million challenge to skeptics. Yay! Yay! And if you do link, by the way, to Deepak Chopra's YouTube, which I don't recommend that you do. It's fucking stupid. But if you do link over to that, it does say, I challenge the non-amazing Randy. Ooh, burn.
It's like calling somebody a doo-doo head.
It's totally awesome.
That's awesome.
Non-amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Not amazing at all.
Do you want to hear his challenge?
Let's hear it.
Okay. So this is Deepak Chopra on his YouTube channel.
This is Dr. Deepak Chopra, and I'm issuing a challenge to the amazing Randy and all his colleagues, or his so-called militant atheist friends and professional debunkers. Dear Randy, before you go around debunking the so-called paranormal, please explain the so-called normal. How does electricity going into the brain become the experience of a three-dimensional world in space and time?
Why? Why would you have to do that? Like, what does that have to do with anything? You know, that's
Right.
that's the two okay, whatever the fuck. It's the U2 one, right? Like, because I don't know something, you don't know something either. It's basically saying, like, look, you don't know the answer to this other question. So if you don't know the answer to this question, how can you say that I'm full of shit?
Right. It's also an implied argument from ignorance there, isn't it? Where he's kind of being like, oh, well, you don't know, so it must be fucking quantum ball sack or whatever this guy thinks. Or whatever.
It's God of the gaps, but it's quantum of the gaps.
Yeah, it's quantum of the gaps, yeah. Okay, so there's a lot more, so I'm going to play some more.
If you can explain that, then you get $1 million from me. Explain and solve the hard problem of consciousness in a peer-reviewed journal, offer a theory that is falsifiable, and you get the prize. Okay? The problem with you and your cronies is that you're bamboozled by the superstition of matter.
The superstition of matter? Wait a minute. Hold the fucking phone. Hang on a minute. The superstition of matter.
Right.
Oh, hang on.
The problem, Tom, is that you've been bamboozled by your cronies.
I have been fucking bamboozled by a lot of things in my days, but like fucking the superstition of matter, that doesn't even make any sense. Superstition. Wait a minute, because superstition is like the definition of superstition is like the belief that something has a supernatural cause.
Right. Matter
is shit that's actually like matter is the fucking mouse I'm holding in my right hand right now.
Right.
What are you talking about? Like that's some fucking Chopra-isms right there, man. It's just fucking.
That's awesome.
Here's some fucking word glue.
Yeah,
idiot. I fucking hate this guy.
Oh, you got a lot more to go. So here we go.
You don't realize that everything we experience as the physical world is actually a perception, and that perception is the result of an experience in consciousness. And we have no idea how that happens. If I ask you to imagine a sunset on the ocean right now, and you have the experience somewhere, then explain to me where that picture is. And don't just give me a neural correlate, or NCC as it's called.
Isn't he poisoning the well here?
Yeah, he is. He's like, don't answer with the answers.
Don't answer this way. Only answer in the stupid, dumb way that I want you to answer.
Oh, my God.
You know what? All this bullshit about like fucking your brain is just like this extension of your own thoughts, and like you create the reality around your own thoughts. Like, then why the fuck am I fat? You know, like what the fuck? Like, why can't I be fucking ripped like with a great beard? You know what I mean? Like why are those things fucking not attainable?
You know, the thing is too, like you look at this and it's like, oh man, you should totally tell that to the thousands of kids who are starving right now, because I bet they'd to think themselves up some fucking food. Like how about those fucking 200 still missing Nigerian girls? I bet they'd like to think themselves back home. This is a privilege stance, right? Like you can only take this fucking, it's the secret, it's our perceptions define our realities, fucking nonsense. You can only do this when you have fucking mad luxury and leisure. If you don't have mad luxury and leisure, if you're some fucking dude in Papua New Guinea who's about to be fucking burned with tires for being a witch, it's not because you put negative energy out in the world. It's because you live in a fucking dirt poor country ruled by superstition.
All right, there's still more.
I know.
Neural correlates of consciousness are well known, but they are not a good enough explanation for how we experience the world, how we experience color, taste, sound, form, any perception. You can't explain it. Texture, solidity, we cannot explain that. We can't even explain how do we have the perceptual experience of our own body or our thoughts, intuition, insight, imagination, creativity, cognition, self-reflection.
Stop listing things! Oh, God, I can't do it, Cecil, I can't! Stop just listing things. Toothbrushes, eating sandwiches. You cannot explain cars. You cannot explain driving. You cannot explain learning to ride a bicycle, then later forgetting to ride a bicycle, then remembering how to ride a bicycle. I fucking hate you so much. Oh my God! You can't just list things.
You can't explain crock pots. You can't explain lawnmowers. You can't explain gas tanks.
He's listing things that are explainable too. That's the best part.
It's like he's reading his Amazon wish list. You know what I mean?
You can't explain Beats by Dre. Like actually that would be pretty good. Like you can't explain Beats by Dre, you can't explain like the popularity of Monster Cable. Like, okay, fine.
Yeah, maybe you can't explain why you'd pay $1,000 for an HDMI cable.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Okay, fair enough.